Hello and welcome back to the quick vlog. In today's video, we will be talking on our new topic that is pivot table, and it is a quite useful feature, or we can say it is a quite useful tool in MySQL, which makes our work easier by making us easy to visualize the database. So basically, pivot table is a kind of temporary table where we can manipulate the rows and columns. That means we can convert rows into columns, columns into rows, or we can make the complex tables or complex database into a simple visual temporary table. That is a temporary. That will be a temporary table. So I guess if we start with example, it will be a bit easy to understand. Okay, we are going to create a temporary table or a temporary sets that will give us or that will summarize the complex database or that will summarize the complex tables. Like in this case, like we have some tables like select from employee. Okay, suppose this is our employee table. We have a table called employee, and here we have various information that include ID, name, DOB, address, department ID, join date, position, manager ID, and so on. That means we have altogether 11 rows, and they all have got some kind of information. But it is quite confusing because it carries all the information and there is a brief data. So if we want to know or if we want to visualize the table, it is difficult. We cannot visualize table on the basis of DOB, on the basis of address, on the basis of department ID, or on the basis of join date or position or manager ID. That means if we want to keep a condition to visualize the table, suppose like if we want to count the employee, or if we want to count the employee on the basis of position, suppose like there can be a multiple employee working under same kind of position like graphic designer. Here we have two graphic designers. Similarly, there might be other records which matches the position like the software developer, here also software developer, and so on. These are the just examples. So it is quite confusing to visualize the number of employee working on the same position in the department. Like there is uh, three departments or four departments, and we do not we it is quite impossible to know uh, how many IT managers are there in department 1, how many software developers are there in department 2. So the to summarize all this, it is just a problem in the visualization of the table. That means we it is quite difficult to visualize the table, or it is quite difficult to summarize the table in this brief table description. So we will use a pivot table or a pivot temporary table that will allow us to visualize, or that will allow us to summarize the table in a simple and understandable way. So for that we will use some kind of aggregate functions like group by, sum, add, average, or many more as per the requirement. So in this condition, we are going to use like select dname as department name. That means the name from the department table. Okay, let's see us first of all the department table, because it will be a bit easier if we know, or if we have the idea of the field's name of the table. Like there is department. Okay, this is the department. We have ID, name, and manager ID. And here we are going to select d dot name. That means the name of the departments as department names. That and then after we will use some aggregate functions like sum. We have already talked about what is aggregate functions in our previous video. So if you haven't watched our previous video on aggregate functions, you can visit our playlist of MySQL and watch the videos. And then after we will use some kind of aggregate functions on different positions like sum. case. That means we have already discussed case statements in our previous videos. So if you haven't watched that video also, you can visit our playlist and watch the video. And then after case when e position, that means the position from employee table. This e dot position reflects the attribute of employee table. That means the position attribute of employee table. That means when position is IT manager, then there will then it will count as one, else it will count as zero. And then after the case will be ended here. And as IT manager, that means uh, this condition will count the number and it will keep in the column name IT manager. I have already discussed that we can change row into columns. So in this case, we are going to change all the rows or all the records related to positions into the column IT manager. So you will know why I am talking about the column IT manager in later, because we can see the view the answer, and it will be quite easier to know how the row has been changed to column. And then after in the second case we have changed, if the position is software developer, then it will count as one, otherwise it will count as zero, and the column name will be software developer. That means the field name will be software developer. Similarly, these are some of the positions I want to count, or I want to know the number of employee working under these conditions or in these positions. And then after I want to know the name of the department they are working. So it is this data are all from the table department D. And then after we are going to use left join. This topic also we have already covered in our past videos, so if you haven't watched, then you can visit our playlist on left join, right join, and types of joins. So we are going to use left join on the employee, and the condition will be the D from uh, ID from department will should be equal with the department ID from employee table. So and after that we will be using group by D dot name. That means it will be grouped by the name of the departments. So there will be engineering department, and this will so all the names that or all the values that comes under the department engineering, because we are using group by attributes, group by function. And then after we can view the result in a more simplified way. So let's execute this code and you will be a bit clearer. Okay, I have already told that we are going to use name as department name, so we are going to select name as department name. The field is department name, and we have changed the IT manager's record. That means the record has been changed into the column here, the IT manager. That means there is only one IT manager in engineering department, zero software developer in engineering department, one business analyst in engineering department, one data analyst in engineering department, and zero graphic designer in engineering department. So instead of looking the table employee, we can simply use this pivot table to summarize or to simplify the table in a more easier way. Like here we can easily find how many ID managers are working in the engineering department, and we can also easily I have only kept 5 positions here. If we keep all the positions in the this aggregate function of sum, we can actually count the number of employee working in the department as well through this pivot table, because here is one manager, then after one business analyst and one data analyst up to the positions up to this 5 positions. There are only 3 employee working under engineering. But if we keep all the positions and fill or give all the cases, then there will be more fields name here, and we can actually find the actual number of employee working in the department by this table also. So this pivot table has made or has summarized the table so that we can visualize the whole overall complex table into a simpler table. So I hope you have got some knowledge on the pivot table, and hope to see you in next video. like, subscribe, and leave some suggestion in our comment box. That will be a very helpful for us so that we can know our points to be improved, and we can also know the next topic to be included in our playlist. Thank you.